key meeting in Ottawa.
I think there is growing pressure on all sides to play nice, if you will.
Mark Carney sits down with the premiers of Alberta and BC to explore a pipeline proposal. The homicide unit called out to investigate a pair of suspicious deaths in Redstone. And not deterred by the challenges.
It's really cool to see people from all around the world who at the same time understand exactly what you're going through.
A special event in the Rockies for blind and visually impaired skiers.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Camilla Di Giuseppe.
Good evening. Ahead of conversations about trade, tariffs, and healthcare, the political focus in Ottawa today was squarely on a new bitumen pipeline. The Prime Minister sat down with the premiers of Alberta and British Columbia to privately talk about economic development and the potential of a new project. Tim Brooke has more on an important conversation leaders are calling civil.
Premier Smith, Premier Eby, we have a lot to talk about.
A meeting before the meeting. The Prime Minister sat down with the premiers of Alberta and British Columbia Wednesday, and there was no doubt one dominant conversation topic.
The Alberta MOU will build a pipeline to Tidewater. The Alberta MOU will build carbon capture and storage. It will build nuclear. It will build data centers. It will build our future.
A federal memorandum of understanding and an ensuing potential pipeline has been a point of contention for the last number of months. Alberta and Ottawa are on board, but the line has to run through BC.
I underlined the crucial importance of engaging with First Nations through this process. These are the same First Nations that are supporting in excess of $50 billion worth of energy projects already in British Columbia.
David Eby says Indigenous pushback in the existing tanker ban make a new line impractical. He'd rather expand the existing Trans Mountain pipeline, which is a popular idea.
I think we've got so much common ground.
As for a new project, as of now, there is still no proponents or route. Danielle Smith says a June proposal will shine more light on her plan. She's promised to consult more First Nations and keep her Western neighbours in the loop.
We don't always agree on everything, but I think we've got a really solid base to start on, and I'm looking forward to continuing that conversation.
I think there is growing pressure on all sides to try to play nice, if you will.
Experts say the current political climate could make economic cooperation more appealing, and some believe the PM might help along the conversation even more this week.
He's, I think, in a good position to, try to bring groups together to try to come to some deals.
Tim Brooke, CTV News, Calgary.
All of Canada's premiers will convene for the main meeting tomorrow, where healthcare and internal trade could be on the table. An escalating wave of violent extortion crimes targeting South Asian communities across several provincial jurisdictions was also top of mind for BC's premier.
The Prime Minister and I and our ministers have agreed that within the next 2 weeks, we will have a meeting of police leadership from Ontario, British Columbia, Alberta, Manitoba, and National Police.
That meeting will be held in Surrey, a community already facing 36 extortion cases this month. That city is calling on Ottawa to declare a federal state of emergency to address the organized extortion crisis. Other cities like Edmonton, Winnipeg, some communities in Ontario and Calgary have also had their share of crimes where suspects demand money, threaten victims, carry out targeted shootings and arsons, resulting in victims living in fear and in some cases impacting local businesses' bottom lines. Calgary police say that since July, there have been 13 reported extortion attempts targeting the South Asian community. That includes a targeted shooting at a home in Redstone over the weekend. Calgary's deputy police chief says the situation in BC differs from Calgary, but cautions that could change.
I have paid close attention to the developments in Surrey over the last 24 to 48 hours, where the situation there has been described as epidemic or like a crisis in nature. And there have been some legislative reforms that have been proposed by decision makers and policymakers in that jurisdiction. We continue to monitor the developments there.
Premier Eby says he wants to see the meeting result in more policing resources deployed and ensure law enforcement agencies work together more seamlessly. Calgary Police says it has engaged with provincial and national law enforcement networks on the issue, adding while they're not aware of the meeting announced today, they will attend if asked. And just days after someone opened fire at the home in the community of Redstone, police responded to another disturbance early this morning, only a couple blocks away. There they found one person dead, a second person later died, and police say it's suspicious. Police were called to a home on Redstone Park and Redstone Street Northeast. Little is known about the deceased, the nature of their relationship to one another, or how they died. Homicide investigators are asking the public to refrain from coming to their own conclusions, adding that they too are still piecing the circumstances together. They do confirm they are not looking for any suspects. Neighbors tell us the home is rented out to 3 families. A shooting just 2 blocks away over the weekend related to an extortion case, as we mentioned earlier, has investigators checking for a possible link.
We've been speaking with our alert counterparts all day on this particular file, and we realize that community sentiment is definitely one of concern right now, given the proximity of the 2 incidents. We cannot conclusively rule out the 2 incidents are related or not related, but that'll become part of the investigation.
Autopsies are scheduled for tomorrow. CPS says there is no risk to the public and urge anyone with information to contact police or Crime Stoppers. Back in Calgary, an elderly man was struck while riding his motorized scooter this afternoon. The man was hit by a pickup truck on 14th Street at Colborne Crescent Southwest. Police tell us his injuries are life-threatening. They are still investigating and want to hear from anyone with dashcam video. A Calgary police officer has been fired after multiple disciplinary hearings stemming from sexual misconduct with another officer. The victim says there had been a power imbalance and her ambition to become an officer was used against her. Lawyers for the dismissed officer disagree with the conviction and sentence and plan to appeal. Stephanie Thomas with more.
The Calgary Police Service came down with the ultimate punishment against Constable Mike Oakey. He's been dismissed as an officer.
Really looking forward to moving forward.
A previous disciplinary hearing in 2024 saw the senior officer demoted in rank for 1 year for sharing a video of a woman who can only be identified as AA having sex with him and sharing intimate images of her to fellow officers without her consent. It took place between 2018 when she was a civilian and 2019 when she became a police officer. This latest internal hearing focused on her complaint that while helping her apply to her dream job, he then indicated she owed him sex. He's now been fired for those unwanted sexual advances. While the outcome provides closure, she says the process took a toll.
Because this has been the most difficult experience, and there's been so many days that I just wanted to give up and just say, forget it.
The presiding officer based her decision on the higher standard of public trust required for effective policing. She said CPS's reputation was at stake.
Well, my client's incredibly disappointed. He's maintained his innocence throughout all of this, and he's going to be filing an appeal in the next couple of days, both on conviction and sentence. So
Calgary's police chief addressed the dismissal, saying she's disappointed but satisfied the CPS got the outcome it asked for.
And so people know that there is no room for that. There is no tolerance for that. And as I said, there are no winners in this. And the decision is what it was and what we asked for.
Justice studies experts say the situation is especially complex for police.
They tend to be very closed and insular types of organizations. And so these kinds of things have a greater ripple effect within the service.
AA says she hopes her experience helps others.
I stand for justice for myself and for all the women and victims who will never have the opportunity to make it this far and to have their voices heard.
And she wants CPS to continue to uphold accountability for its officers. An appeal would be heard by the Law Enforcement Review Board. Stephanie Thomas, CTV News, Calgary.
CPS says Oakey remains off the service, relieved of duty without pay until the appeal period is over. He could seek to return to duty if an appeal is successful. Danielle is in with our first look at the weather with these really nice conditions. That windshield wiper fluid does come in handy.
Oh, yeah, you need that. Yeah, it's getting real slushy. And the thing today is, while it's slushy and it was warm, it's going to be even warmer tomorrow. We'll get to at least 8 degrees, but this does come with somewhat gustier conditions. So today's gusts were closer to 30 kilometers per hour. Tomorrow you're looking at 50 to 60 in the city in the afternoon hours. Mainly sunny skies.
All right, Danielle, thank you so much. Well, more than 80 blind and visually impaired skiers from Canada and around the world are in Kananaskis this week for a unique cross-country ski event. They're at the 48th annual Ski for Light Canada gathering at William Watson Lodge, where participants are paired with sighted guides to navigate Nordic trails. The week-long program offers skiers the chance to race, learn on-course etiquette, and connect with others who understand the challenges of living with sight loss. Skiers from Canada, the U.S., Denmark, Japan, and the U.K. are attending the event aimed at building a stronger and more inclusive community.
It's really cool to see people from all around the world who at the same time understand exactly what you're going through, because they're going through it themselves. And so, you know, I haven't had to advocate for myself one time this whole week, which is a huge load off my mind, because everyone just understands what I'm going through. I understand what they're going through, and then we just are instantly bonded.
Organizers say the event is open to anyone with vision loss, whether they are experienced skiers or trying it for the first time. The World Cup of Soccer trophy is coming to Calgary. The trophy is on a world tour and was in Indonesia last week. It comes to Calgary on April 12th. Starting tomorrow, you will be able to register for a chance to see the 18-karat gold trophy. Details will be at coca-cola.com. Canada will co-host the World Cup with the U.S. and Mexico starting in June. Well, it's a tough time for a woman grieving the loss of her fiancé, and she knows she's not alone. Now she's organizing an event for people to share stories about their loved ones.
You're watching CTV News, Calgary.
There is unusually high uncertainty in the Canadian economy right now. That's according to Bank of Canada Governor Tiff Macklem. But while there's caution nationally, local and provincial stakeholders are saying Alberta is the place to be to ride out the waves and make investments. Jacqueline Wilson has more.
The Bank of Canada held its benchmark interest rate steady at 2.25% amid what Tiff Macklem is calling unusually high uncertainty.
The range of possible outcomes is wider than usual. U.S. trade policy remains unpredictable, and geopolitical risks are elevated.
Macklem doesn't think there will be a recession this year, but the economy will slow, with Canada's forecast GDP growth dropping from 1.7% last year to 1.1% this year. Inflation is forecast to remain around the target of 2%. Meanwhile, a Big Six bank boss shared a more positive outlook at a Calgary Chamber of Commerce event.
I believe it is time to bet on Canada. After years of underinvesting, our government in Ottawa now has an economic agenda. We have an extraordinary opportunity to rebuild our economic sovereignty and become a relevant player.
The province is doing its best to sell itself as a place to invest, touting the highest rating nationally for red tape reduction, according to the Canadian Federation of Independent Business.
Our economy right now is absolutely doing so well. Last year, we created 25% of the private sector jobs in this country, and we're only 12% of the population. I would say that we're punching above our weight class, and a lot of it has to do with the regulatory burden that we've eliminated.
Calgary Economic Development is also working to shift external perceptions of Calgary amid international trade tensions. A recent survey found we are the top destination for American talent to relocate to, with a 19% increase year over year in the number of overall respondents saying they'd move to Calgary.
We've always been the energy capital of this country. We always will be, but we're seeing other sectors start to take hold now, and the rest of the world's starting to see that. And so for us, that's pretty exciting to see that. We're seeing more capital come in, more talent come in, which is going to diversify our economy for the long term, which is going to give Calgarians even more opportunities to build a career and a life.
Jacqueline Wilson, CTV News, Calgary.
Over 1,000 people responded to the Calgary Economic Development Survey from November 17th to 25th. The margin of error is plus or minus 3%. Well, Well, Valentine's Day can be a time for love and flowers and chocolate, but it can also be a very painful time for people who have lost a loved one. A Calgary woman has organized an event for widows after her fiancé died just weeks before their wedding. Jordan Canigan has their story.
And one is another picture from when we were dating in the beginning and a love note that says, "I love you so much, baby."
The love notes and pictures are plenty.
So this is from when we were camping with one of our dogs, and it says, "Have the most wonderful day, XOXO Ian."
Hannah Carnac-Grunrud and Ian DeMetz were just 6 weeks out from their wedding day when Ian passed away after a workplace accident in Calgary.
Something that I love that people said about him is that he wasn't a simple man, but he found joy in simple things in life. Like truly a very easygoing, grounded guy.
It's been 6 months of navigating the grief and heartbreak, and with Valentine's Day approaching, Hannah knew she didn't want to be alone.
I'm really going to feel the absence of his presence here and the love and excitement. I have cards from past Valentine's Day on our walls, and I really wanted to be with someone else who understood.
She's planning a Valentine's Day event for widows with help from the person who was planning her wedding.
One day we're talking about cake, and then the next day, and I will never forget that phone call, that suddenly, he's gone and we have to cancel everything. And for me, that was a moment that I'll never forget.
The free event in Calgary will offer a chance to connect and talk about grief and to remember the people they've lost.
And so having the space to grieve and love and speak about it is vital, so important. And I really want to normalize that, as scary and as terrifying as it is.
Jordan Canigan, CTV News, Calgary.
The Valentine's Day event will include food, drinks, and quiet relaxation areas for people to talk and connect. We have a link to sign up for the event on our website. Well, if you enjoy the conditions today, get ready for what the rest of the week and this weekend has in store. Danielle Savoni has her weather details right after the break.
It was quite a day in the city. We got up to 7 degrees. The winds were relatively calm, so it almost felt like spring. And if it didn't quite feel like spring for you just yet, well, wait till next week when our daytime highs for most days next week will be in the plus double digits. And it's all thanks to a ridge of high pressure. You can even see that in the green here. So this warmer air mass and this push of warm air from the south and that stability. Prince George got to 6, Vancouver, Victoria got to 9. Again, we got to 7, and everywhere else, much colder than us, as you can see. All right, upper air analysis in the darker green here, that's the jet stream, and we're going to be on the south side of the jet stream for at least the next 10 days. Sunday's a little iffy, but overall, this is a ridge of high pressure. We get this push of warm air from the south. We have the Chinook flow at the moment as well, so the winds out of the west and that warmer air that makes its way in. The other thing is this promotes stability. So while we're getting the warmer temperatures and it will be a little windy at times, we don't have any active weather in the longer range forecasts. So good for driving conditions, not so great for the fact that we need some moisture out there. We'll see a little bit in the longer range. We've had a little bit of light moisture, not really amounting to anything at all, which is pretty much out of the way at this point. For tomorrow, it will be dry and sunny down the QE2, Calgary towards Lethbridge. Mainly sunny skies tomorrow. The only real moisture I'm seeing in the longer range forecast is late Friday night in through the really, really early hours of Saturday morning. Calgary down the Trans-Canada towards Medicine Hat, a little bit of rainfall, but it will likely be done by the time you wake up. Temperatures will continue to climb, so 8 degrees for Thursday and Friday, then up to 9 for Saturday. Again, Sunday, a little bit of a dip in temperature, likely about 5 degrees. And then when we look at that longer range forecast, so checking out next week, most days next week, as you can see here, our daytime highs will be in the plus double digits.
All right, Danielle, thank you. Coming up, a husband-wife doctor duo heading to the Winter Olympics. We catch up with the Calgary physicians who've been tasked to look after all of Canada's hockey players in Italy. Dylan Marino is following in his father's footsteps as far as the Olympics are concerned. His dad, Dennis, represented Canada at the 1992 Games in Albertville, France. Dylan just qualified to go to the Milano Cortina Games in freestyle skiing halfpipe. Dylan says he didn't follow in his father's footsteps in bobsleigh because he's not big enough. His dad will actually be at the games as he's one of the bobsled coaches for the United States. Father and son say being together will be emotional.
He might not get to see finals, but he will definitely try his best to be there for one of my events at least. And it'll be very special because I wouldn't have seen him for months, and it'll be awesome.
Dylan says his goal is to have fun at the games and enjoy his first experience. A Calgary couple is Olympic bound, but not as athletes. They're doctors set to make their medical mark at the games with with Canada's men's hockey teams and the other with the women's squad. Tyler Barrow has more.
Flames forward Blake Coleman is on injured reserve, sidelined until after the Olympic break. The team's physician is working on him, but for Dr. Ian Auld, it's also warm-up ahead of the games.
It's starting to get real. I'm starting to get excited.
Dr. Auld is the medical director with the Flames. He has also worked international tournaments for Hockey Canada over the past 22 years, including World Juniors, World Championships, pictured here with former Flame Dion Phaneuf and last year's Four Nations Cup.
Lucky to be where I am, and I worked hard for it, but it certainly is a privilege.
It's a unique privilege his wife shares. Dr. Laura Benyon is already in Europe as Canada's women's hockey team's doctor.
We've been at this journey independently, and so it's kind of really interesting that we've both ended up with our respective teams.
The two met at the University of British Columbia's medical school in 1995, began dating during their residency in Calgary before marrying in 2003. Dr. Benyon has practiced family medicine but also has strong insight into sports medicine, working with Team Canada's women's programs.
The environment and the culture around the women's hockey team is so positive. I love being around people who are at the top of their game.
This will be their first Olympics. Heading the health of large squads, they know an entire country is counting on these teams. The couple is also counting on each other.
We bounce things off each other all the time, and it's really comforting to know that.
I hope to be sitting in the stands of the gold medal women's game, and I'll probably be more happy if she wins than if I win. I mean, of course, I want our guys to win, but I wish success for her.
The women's team's first game is against Finland Thursday, February 5th, while the men kick off the tournament Thursday, February 12th versus Czechia. Tyler Barrow, CTV News, Calgary.
The couple's oldest son plays junior hockey in Saskatchewan and won't be heading over for the games, but their daughter, who is in grade 11, will be joining them in Italy. A family affair. All right, that's it for us here at CTV News at 11:30. Thank you for watching. Have a great night.